Hello, my name is Iron and this is Iron's Tech. Welcome back to the channel. About a week ago I posted a video unboxing the Earful Wave Pro headphones, and I said I'd be back after a week to talk about how it's been, and that is this video. It's a follow-up to my previous one. So this is the box, and as I said before, it's a nice case. It's pretty solid, it's done well over the week. It's been thrown in my backpack, carried around. I've not taken particular good care of it. It's just been chucked in the backpack, and I've been commuting around Japan, and it's held up fine. Absolutely no wear and tear I can see. It's protected the headphones nicely, so solid, good for the case. Let's get inside. So again, as I said in my last video, I've got the cables up here, which is the jack cable. I've used this a little bit. I tried some gaming. I played a couple of different games out, World of Tanks Blitz, and I tried a bit of Stray, which is the cat game. And I used these both with the game mode and also with the cable as well. Obviously the cable's got a little bit less latency, and I would recommend using a cable if you're going to do gaming. But it's nice to have, and also the USB-A to USB-C charging cable, which honestly I've not used because the headphones have not yet run out of battery power, which I will come back to at another time. So let's get these out of the case. So here they are, the headphones. They've been great, honestly, just straight to the point. They've been really good. They're more comfortable than the Sony 720Ns that I'd used previously. They're heavier, but I noticed them less on my head. I think that's because the ear cushions are thicker. They're more padded, they're softer, as is the top as well. This is wider than the 720s I was using, and it has more padding, so it feels a lot better on my head. Sorry about my voice, by the way. I've been talking a lot over the past couple of days. A little bit croaky. So yeah, the padding is good, they're comfortable, they've held up nicely. They occasionally creak a little bit, but not noticeable. I mean, if I do it here now, there's a little bit of rattling, but once I put them on, that seems to be very minimal. I've not noticed it being a problem. If I move quicker, like if I jog or walk particularly fast, or like if I hurry up when I'm crossing a road or something, I might notice a little creak or a little like tick, but it's minimal. Very little noise and very comfortable. Jumping on to kind of how they've held up. I've had them in the case when transporting them. When I'm wearing them, I've not been particularly careful with them. You know, I knocked them a couple of times on one of the handles inside the train. No real noticeable marks at all. They've done okay. They've got some fingerprints on, but beyond that, they're still looking very good. Yep, I cannot see any marks or dinks anywhere. So 1 week in, they've held up well. As I mentioned before, battery life. The battery life has been ridiculous, really good. I think over the week I got them down to 80% from 100. And I mean, I only used them when I was commuting, sort of to from work on the train, a little bit walking around. I went shopping today. I just took a walk. That was about an hour and a half I had these on. I believe the battery life is, like I said, around 80% after a week, which is remarkable. To be fair, I have had the noise cancellation mostly turned off, which does prolong the battery life. The reason for that is noise cancellation can hurt my ears sometimes, and these do exert quite a bit of that pressure feeling when you turn on noise cancellation. So I have had the noise cancellation off most of the time, and because the padding is so thick, their passive noise cancellation is very good. On a bus sat next to the engine, or on a particularly loud subway train, the noise cancellation will need to be turned on. But every other time, just walking around the shops, anywhere I've been, just having them on normal mode has been plenty enough. So let's get on to noise cancellation as a topic in general. So these have 3 different noise cancellation modes. They have wind noise cancellation, which works okay. It does cut down wind. Not all of it, but it definitely makes a difference. They have comfort noise cancellation, which I'll come back to in a second, and they have strong noise cancellation. The strong noise cancellation is very good. It cancels out lots and lots of noise, especially the low end sound from like a bus or a train. Really good at cutting that out. The downside is it does exert a lot of that sort of cabin pressure feeding, the sucking on your eardrums. So if you're sensitive to that, you might want to avoid the strong noise cancellation setting. The comfort noise cancellation setting is weaker. It does let in more noise. It's still good at knocking out the bottom end of the sound. So again, engines and train vibrations, that kind of stuff, it will cut a lot of that. And it hurts my ears a lot less. There's much less of that pressure, that sucking feeling. It's still there, which is why I do tend to use these on normal mode a lot. But comfort is much more comfortable, surprisingly enough, than the strong ANC setting. I had a pair of Sony XM4s before, and their noise cancellation was stronger. It was better, especially cutting out mid frequencies. Lower end about the same. And my 720N Sony headphones, I'd say these are actually better than those at noise cancellation. If you set them on the strong ANC setting, these block out more noise overall. On comfort ANC, I'd say these are about the same as the 720s are. Again, as I said, on normal mode, these work well at cutting out a lot of the noise around you. I like these on normal mode. I think they sound a little better on normal mode too. We'll get onto more of the sound in a second. So overall, noise cancellation, these are good. They work. They cut out noise. They're good on trains, good for commuting. They have become my new commuting headphones. Audio quality. When I first got these, I thought the sound was okay. It was a little bit less impressive than the 720Ns, which are in turn less impressive than the Sony XM4s. They sounded all right, not bad. I messed around with the equalizer a bit and created more of a V shape, and that was a little improvement. And then I watched a video review of these by someone called Flossy, a YouTuber who reviews lots and lots of headphones, and he shared an equalizer setting that I tried, and it made a huge difference. They sounded really good after that. It brought up the low end, it brought up the high end, and it gave some of the mids a little bit more emphasis as well. It just made the sound nicer all round. And I have kept that equalizer setting, the one that Flossy shared. It's the one I use all the time. And I think these actually sound, I'm going to say, good now. They're not amazing. They're not XM4 level sound quality. My AirPods 3 sound better in a quiet place. These have a little bit more lower extension. The sub bass goes a bit deeper than the AirPods, but in terms of pretty much everything else, the AirPods have the edge on the sound there, and for nearly 3 times the price they should. But these do not sound bad, and in a noisy environment, in a place like a train or a bus or just somewhere where there's lots of noise, these do a really nice job of blocking that noise out and producing sound that is definitely acceptable. I now would rather wear these than my 720Ns due to being more comfortable. They can block out more noise if I need them to. Even with noise cancellation off, they do a good job of blocking out noise. The controls are simple. I like the buttons, very straightforward. And the battery life lasts ages. The battery life is really, really nice on these headphones. I will now quickly show you what the app for these looks like and how I change the EQ, as well as how you switch through the noise cancellation settings. Okay, this is the screen you're greeted with when you first open the application. And then if you click on that, you're here in the main control area. So you've got the normal setting on the noise cancellation there. You can jump across to the ambient sound, which has been okay actually. A little bit robotic, but really not bad. You can hear your own voice quite well there as well. You've got wind noise cancelling, which, as I said, works okay. Cuts out some wind, not amazing, but impressive for the price. You've also got the Comfort ANC, which is the one I used the most, as it didn't hurt my ears so much and still did a good job with the low end. And you've also got then the strongest setting, the strong ANC mode, which is really good at cutting down noise, but does exert a fair bit of pressure on your ears. I would keep them on normal most of my time. There was a game mode, which you can flick on or off, and it will reduce the latency a bit. The connection can be a little unstable, but not too bad. You've got the equalizer, and as you can see, I've got the flossy equalizer setting at the bottom, which is the one I'm using at the moment. You can go in, though, and choose between many different presets. You've got rock, pop, R&B. There's a whole load of them you can choose from. You can also create your own, which is what I did to create the same equalizer that I saw on Flossy's video there. So I've got my first one I set up. I've got a little more bass V-shape, and then I've got Flossy's, which just pushes everything up to the top with a bit of a V in the middle. I thought it sounded a lot better than anything I did, so I used that one. You've got a few different settings for the controls. You can customize what some of the buttons do. It's actually very customizable. I was quite surprised how much you can customize. So the up, down, and the noise cancellation button can be completely changed if you want it to. You've got the settings in the top right corner, opens up this list of things. Again, you can choose dual device connection if you want to. So you can connect it to two devices. I just have them on my phone most of the time, so I don't have that turned on. If you use LDAC, you will not be able to connect two things. The voice wizard, volume and language. It's nice you can change the volume of this. It was too loud for me at the start. Auto shutdown, you can turn that off if you want to, which is also something I know people like to do. And yeah, so the app's quite full. There's quite a few things you can do. It's not quite up there with the Soundcore app, but I was quite happy with the app. It does a lot of what I want. Okay, so to sum up, for the price I paid for these, which was very little, it was about $50. These are great, like really good. I recommend them for the price. If you can get them on some kind of discount around between $50, $60, and you need some headphones for commuting, I suggest to get them. They are very good at blocking out sound, very comfortable, and they sound all right as well. I think they look quite good too. It's a shame they've got this massive Earfun logo on the side, but apart from that, they look pretty good. They're very, again, I think I said in the last video, they remind me of the XMs. They've got that same sort of subtle sleekness going on. Yeah, they're a good set of headphones, and I use them along with my AirPods 3. So my AirPods 3 I use if I just want something to connect easily in a quiet place. If I want to make a phone call, I'll use those generally. But if I get somewhere noisy, the AirPods 3 aren't going to work. So if I know I'm going on a train or I'm going on a bus, I take these along, and these do a great job of blocking out all that noise and allow me to listen to things in a nice quiet space. These do have game mode, as I previously mentioned, and it does a good job. It cuts down the latency quite a lot if you turn game mode on. But again, if you're going to game properly, use a cable, because you'll have practically zero latency with the cable. Yeah, use a cable if you're going to game. Again, I like these. They're good. I've not been given these or paid any money to say this, just they're something I bought to try, and they have now replaced my 720Ns as my commuting in a noisy place headphones. So thank you very much for listening to this. My name is Iron. This is Iron's Tech, and thank you for watching.